can tell our friends, and they can have my things when we're dead. But we gonna live forever. We gonna live forever.
And something. Won't you vax that ass up?
Girl, you look good. Won't you vax that ass up? You a fine mother.
Won't you vax that ass up?
We were at that club in Tampa or whatever. Or not Tampa, Naples.
The Boys Cast.
What's up, Boys Cast?
That was probably the what's the artist? Who is it again?
Juvenile.
It is. So Juvenile, the rapper, got paid a boatload of cash.
Well, he doesn't. I don't.
We assume. I hope.
We assume it's a Soros thing. It's like it's guaranteed. Like when people say Soros, and you go, you're a crazy conspiracy guy, and then Juvenile comes out with "Vax that ass up." Which it's like Manny Fresh is in the video and Birdman.
It's a tough listen.
And you just know, it's a tough listen. And you just know that you're like, all right, Soros is up to this. Is a Soros thing. He probably was like, because that the royal, used to be in the music game. What are the royalties like on Back That Ass Up? High.
We think Juvenile's got cash, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure he's got cash. And like,
although he could have blown it.
Unless Master P gave him a really
Juvenile
bad deal.
types are known to, be super wise with their money.
If Sinbad doesn't have money, it's probably not looking good for Juvenile. But you got to assume that he makes a lot of money, and he can't be like super pro-vax.
Yeah,
like he's not a health guy.
And I can't imagine his community of people that like him are like clamoring for that message from Juvenile. Like, why isn't Juvenile speaking up?
Yeah, Louisiana is literally a low vax state.
Yeah, do you think like big Juvenile fans are like, where is Juvenile on this issue? It's irresponsible of Juvenile.
All these BuzzFeed articles being like, Juvenile has really let us down.
Yeah, Juvenile has been silent on a key
Silence
issue.
is deafening.
Vax that ass up.
Girl, you look good. Won't you vax that ass up?
It's tough, dude. So when I saw that and you go, I agree with you that you're like, but I don't know if this was independent money or this is like straight up government Biden money.
This is like, it's either government.
Do you think
or
Soros juices him up a little?
Yeah.
He tops up when you see the
like
smoking commercials,
dark
he like tops it up.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little.
It's like kind of like dark pool money where you go like the government's like, look, we can only give you because we get audited. Like we can give you 50 grand.
Because it is funny to think of when they're coming up with their ideas in the thing. They go, okay, we need to do a big camp. They did the biggest propaganda campaign in probably the history of America. Probably the only propaganda campaigns that have been bigger than like get vaxxed to be like go to war. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
like WMDs and
in
Iraq.
Like let's go to war. That's the only campaigns that they probably have bigger where they're like, we need to go bomb these kids, right?
Oh yeah. Like he got like when they joke about like the dump truck full of money.
Yeah.
He probably did because he probably
big dumper.
He
full
probably
of money.
Approached him and he's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, I'm not getting vaccinated. You guys like.
Do you think Juvenile's so dumb where they're like, listen, we can give you $5 million or whatever's in this briefcase.
And then he was just
could be ones.
You think he was just rubbing his hands? He goes,
give me that briefcase, yo, hook him right up with that briefcase.
Yo, that briefcase looking good.
It's a tough listen, but so you're in the Biden administration. It's like a bunch of Biden and his old old white guy kind of situation. And then it's like, what are we gonna do? And they're like, I've got an idea.
Yeah. Well, they probably
and everyone's like, that's too crazy. There's no way that we can get vax that ass up.
They probably approached Jimmy Buffett, and then Jimmy Buffett's like, yeah, not for fucking every dollar in the world.
Well, anyways, go watch that. It is nuts. If you just finished your first semester at Prague or U, that's going to piss you off.
When you hear that at the club?
If you just finished your first semester at Prague or U and you got to go to the club and hear vax that ass up, you can't. This is what fucking Dennis was talking about.
Juvenile starts doing like guest lecturing for the music program. This is a little too much, Prague or U.
Why don't you vax that ass up? Go, you look fine. Why don't you vax that ass up?
And there's like no swearing in it, obviously, because it's got to be like pretty clean.
If you
got to be
hear
a full radio edit.
Baby got vaxxed.
Oh, yeah.
If Baby Got Vaxxed comes out, I'll go, what? Okay.
Oh, Sir Mix-a-Lot is probably like, what the fuck? Because he needs the money.
Sir
Mix-a-Lot's like, yo, I could really use the money. Because he probably he has one of those old school deals where he probably got fucked really badly on it and he like doesn't own it or anything. Like he just got like $1 of every like CD
I'm
sale.
a joker. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight vaxxer. 24/7 at CVS. Anyways, I hope there's some more of those coming out because it was incredible. I saw some crazy Corona articles too. I was going to mention that, like, it's funny because it's sort of like the Trump thing where they're so desperate to keep this going forever. I mean, the governor video has literally been proven true, but the first New York Times, the paper of record, as Danny calls it, cats and dogs can be infected by the coronavirus, but cats are more susceptible to the infection, a new study suggests.
Sick.
And you're just like, you know that the old meme where they have the clown makeup and they're putting it on, and then it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, juvenile, vex that ass up, and it's like, you shouldn't touch surfaces or leave your house, and you're putting on like the eye makeup, and then you're like, your cat's gonna have coronavirus, and that's them putting the clown nose on.
Yeah, of course. By the way, I just searched Vax That Thing Up. And
oh,
The Verge.
It's Vax That, they made it a clean version.
Yeah, it's called Vax That Thing Up.
Vax That Thing Up.
Right? And then The Verge on July 8th, 2021.
The Verge would be doing some shit for
goes,
money.
it's over. Vax That Thing Up is 2021's Song of the Summer.
The Verge. Fuck you.
Dude. Like, again, this is where I go, yeah, Soros is doing stuff.
Yeah, you go, it's not, dude.
Soros bought The Verge. He goes, bought The Verge, probably
The Verge on the
5
payroll.
million. 5 million, you own The Verge. He goes, that's fucking nothing. It's like
yeah, he just bought the whole paper.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm starting to like Soros. He's a bit of a prankster. And that I can actually appreciate. He's a bit of a prankster.
The full nose makeup.
You know, he's
stay
buying
away from your cat.
like he's buying The Verge. He's like, you know, doing Vax That Thing Up. He's also like dropping pallets of bricks off at fucking Black Lives Matters rallies. You're like, I don't know. He's a bit of a prankster. I like him.
He's always he's a goofball.
He's a goofball. He's wacky. He's like a wacky guy.
The next one that was good was Forbes. All these papers is so crazy because like 5 years ago, you go, that's like a real paper.
Yeah.
You know, Forbes did speaking English spreads corona more. So if you're and it was like, and they go, new research suggests the English speakers put more droplets when they talk because they spit more when they talk. And it's like,
you ever been to the Middle East?
That's obviously what I was thinking. And it was just like, what are you guys, mental? Yeah, maybe if it's friggin' what's his name, Suffer and Succotash is, I don't know what that guy's name is.
Sylvester?
Yeah, what's his, Sylvester?
I think no. Yeah, I think it's Sylvester.
Sucker.
No,
Succotash.
No, that's Foghorn Leghorn.
Anyways, if you're a cartoon
I say son.
If your levels of spitting that you're a cartoon character, yeah, but here on planet Earth, there's a lot of other languages where they're legitimately horking on you.
I know, it's legitimately.
German? You ever seen a speech from one of those guys?
Oh yeah, I saw a speech from one of those guys where he yells quite a bit. It's in black and white.
I hated that guy.
That guy's the worst.
He's a fucking worst.
Say his name.
I'm not gonna say his name.
Soros loves him.
Didn't he help or something?
No. Well, yeah, he like helped clean things up.
Basically, the bottom line is if you're speaking English is murdering people. And you know what's I was thinking it's funny? Do you know how there's like a big push right now after January 6th that
what happened on January 6th?
It was just like a cold day.
Yeah.
And I was looking in the mirror, and it was sort of the day that I realized that we are the problem.
We are the problem.
And we're the real terrorists.
You put the clown nose on.
I put the clown nose on.
You go speak the language to yourself.
Yeah, Chinese.
Chinese is the language.
I go speak the motherfucking language. But if they go, white people are like the terrorists, like, you know how that's the thing where it's like white people are terrorists, real terrorists.
They literally are.
Yeah. Well, does that mean we can get offended by terrorist jokes and do terrorist jokes on stage? Like we should
yeah, we have that We Ain't No Terrorists tour. Like our buddy, like after September 11th, who was like, he's like Arab, and he's like had to literally be like, we're not terrorists, and then it's us.
But we do all the same thing. So I was like, you know, I guess I got to go to the tanning booth because I don't want to be stopped at TSA because I'm a terrorist.
Yeah.
I guess I got to grow the beard out so people can't tell that I'm white. Like you have to grow your beard out.
Totally, yeah.
So people don't think I'm a white terrorist. Like I
start hanging out at the mosque more.
Yeah, we have to do the reverse.
Yeah, we do
where we go on stage and I go, everyone thinks I'm a terrorist. We just do white people hack terrorist jokes. I just do some guy who like makes all those terrorist jokes and just like switch them all to white people and do the whole act.
You just straight up just take everybody's jokes. Like just do take like license Maz Jobrani's like act from like 2004.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I'm gonna totally switch it around.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm at the TSA, I'm running through, and someone just yells at me, terrorist, and I go, this again.
go back to where you came from. And I go, I'm on my way to Winnipeg right now.
Welcome to my life. Yo, do you know what else was funny? So I love just that everything always gets turned into like how girls' lives are so hard or whatever.
They are, though.
I know.
That's what the point of this podcast.
That's the point of this podcast is you are fucking so hard. Yeah, I got it. Your life is so hard. I always break into girls' houses when they're sleeping, and I sleep under the bed while they're sleeping just to make sure that nothing bad happens to them.
Yeah,
to protect
not to
them.
intimidate them.
And then when I come up, they wake up. I go, yeah, it's so hard. And then they go, are you crying under there? I go, yeah, it's so hard.
Usually your arm comes up from the side. You go, I need some more tissues. More tissues. And
For your hard
They
life.
put them in your hand, and it just comes back out.
For your hard life.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's so fucking hard. I don't even know how you wake up that day. But they go, I didn't know this, but me and Danny were just in Florida, and I didn't know this. Someone's telling me that the tanning tax, because I guess there's a tax on cigarettes. And well, the tax on tanning, there was like a big push to say that this is a tax against women. The same as like tampon taxes.
Sorry, there is a tanning tax in Florida?
No, everywhere. Like, well, the way that they works is a lot of these things that are bad for you, the government taxes.
Yeah,
okay, so you're
tax.
familiar with the
yeah,
situation.
I never knew tanning was so prevalent that they were.
Yeah, being straight, they have a sin tax on.
I mean,
you.
I thought the tan tax was just all people who are a little too tan have a harder.
Well,
life.
that's why it's so funny.
That's what all
But
the people
they're
were
saying
telling
girls tan more, but it's like, well, let's be honest. If you're going to make this a feminist issue, it's a tax on women and disgusting gross Guidos from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
It's a tax on women and Guidos. It's a Guido tax.
And all like fat Israeli people who live in Miami.
It's a tax on fat Israelis. It's anti-Semite. It's anti-Italian.
It's anti a lot of things.
Yeah, but so it was a big thing, and I actually just we'll go back to what we were talking about, but I looked up this article for a second. It was from like a few years ago. This was popping off, but they were like, if you look at the number one cause of skin cancer, it's not tanning beds, it's the sun, Smith said. So why have they not proposed a tax on the sun instead of tanning beds? So this just goes to show you like the kind of discourse that's happening in Parliament. But this guy goes, why don't we tax the sun? And it's like, who wants to field this for Congressman Smith here? The reason we don't tax the sun is because it's free, but
it's kind of hard. Nobody really owns
difficult
it.
to tax something that's free, but listen, we would if we could.
Yeah, we definitely would.
We kind of would if we could.
Love to tax the thumb.
To go back to this COVID takes, where it's just like, this is the kind of stuff where they're pushing so much. Like they're trying so hard to get you scared, and they ran out of stuff that they literally have to be like, your fucking cat's got corona. It's the same thing as like,
that was the first like week, maybe like March of 2020, end of March, April. They go, remember they would go, someone at the zoo, the Bronx Zoo, they're like, a lion got COVID.
Oh, they love that.
And people are like, holy shit, animals are getting it? That's scary. And then pretty soon after they go, oh, it's nothing to be worried about. They can't really transmit. They can't transmit it. They can maybe get it from you, but they can't really transmit it. It's nothing to be worried about. But they're just...
all of them from the beginning, the day one, they're just like, every news station in unison was like, you're not going to have toilet paper. And it was just like, there was no shortage on the supply or whatever. It was the whole reason for the toilet paper thing was just that people bought it more.
Yeah.
There wasn't a problem making it. There wasn't a problem shipping it. There was just like the stores were empty because people bought it.
Yeah.
And then the next day they were fine again.
Yeah.
And it was like every place was like, well, get ready to wipe your ass with your youngest child. Because
yeah. Basically, everybody learned about just-in-time supply chain management.
Literally,
for like 2 weeks and go, oh, okay, so that's how that all works. That makes sense.
We're doing right now. We're going back to Canada, and we have to run around town doing COVID tests. We do one COVID test, the person, then apparently it's the wrong one. We have to do another one. We're spending and then we got to go back. We got to get one, dude. It's legitimately Justin Trudeau wants to friggin' put his hand in your ass and fucking make you talk like a puppet.
More like fucking Justin Trudeau.
So
that's all for me, folks.
And this is what they said. They go, in college, everyone knew which professor spit the most when lectured. The front rows of their classes were always empty at the end of the first day of class because high achievers who sat there had bathed with the lecturer's saliva. So
what year was this?
This was now. What do you mean? This is about COVID.
Oh, this is I'm
This is
like
the COVID article.
I went to because like I went to college.
No, but they're saying this is what they're saying. They're going we all know as English speakers that if you sat in the front row of the lecture,
you get soaked. You're at a goddamn Gallagher fucking concert.
you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to they're like, it's revisionist history where you have to go, yeah. Oh, yeah, remember that? Walking out of class, like wringing out your shirt.
Yeah. Just like the
Fucking, I'll tell you, with every seat that I was supposed to be was fucking empty because I didn't go to shit. I didn't go to class for shit, brother.
You'll have to take your word for it. Allison Escalante.
They're so ridiculous. This is one of the things when I always say. So I was thinking about what universities could do. Because you know how, the whole scam from the get-go, the government got involved, teamed up with the banks, gave everyone $1 bazillion loans so they can go take useless courses that you don't learn anything in, like humanities, right? And I was thinking that, and you go, well, how do you change that? I think that the way to push this should be that the educational system and anyone campaigning for education should have to be in humanities. You should have to learn how to argue both sides. That should be the whole argument. It's like any liberal professor, they should have to make you argue both sides. Like
Well, that's literally what debate club was, right?
but everything should have. That's how you learn critical thinking. Make them write papers for both sides. Like that should be the new like push towards schooling. Is that every school that's like making themselves successful, you have to, and even if you say, well, we already got the right answers, still everyone could benefit from learning all the other
and
sides.
just defending an argument.
And the school of thoughts. Like even, I think one of the reasons why so many people like that are super left wing or whatever, there's a lot of people that, I don't even say left wing, a lot of people that are fucking, corporate opinion kind of people, right? Like CNN gives you all your opinions. They're like okay at diagnosing the problems, but then they're just so bad at writing the solutions, which almost makes you just not get involved in the first place, because they'll be like, hey, this is a problem. And you're like, I guess I could agree, but I know what you're going to do. It's kind of like if you have a guy that likes to kill everyone and you're with your friend and he goes, yo, your dad was a little annoying today. And you're like, I agree, but I also know how you would deal with annoying people.
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels. So you go,
Like the guy from No Country for Old Men.
you know what I mean? It's like, and you go, no, he wasn't. And then you go, what? You don't think that's annoying? And it's like, it's not that I don't think that's annoying as much as I know how you deal with these problems.
Yeah.
And I disagree with all of your solutions.
Yeah.
So so one of the reasons for that, I was thinking, is they have such a problem with any solution that doesn't appear moral. So for example,
it's like, what's the point of having a solution if you can't tack on a moral?
if you can't,
Right. It's like they just want to tack on something to make them feel good. You go like, why solve something and feel not good about it? Like smug.
Exactly. And so, for example, all these people that learn, philosophy. Like I remember taking philosophy in poli-sci, and I legitimately went to those classes 0 times and got 80s. And I'm not talking, I went once, I went 0, because the reason I went 0 was like, once I didn't go most of the year, it was like my shtick that I would, I literally did it so I could do this, like brag about it later. But regardless, I still did do it.
Yeah.
And that's how useless and then I have math classes where I'm just like with 10 Asian guys and it's actually really fucking hard, right? But my point is, these things are such a joke. Like every one of these people should have to learn, here's one school of thought where, the progressive ideology, here's what objectivists think and why, and be able to like, because, for example, those school of thoughts where you're like, it's actually rational to move in self-interest. So sometimes when you think that you should always be stopping to help people, that's actually worse for the world. And
which is also, the first day of economics class, that's what they tell you. They go,
right.
Everybody acts in their self-interest. And then you go to like,
well, that's not a philosophy though.
No, but I'm saying
economics just say they do.
Yeah,
Objectivism
they do.
and Ayn Rand and all those sort of, high school, all that sort of stuff. Their idea is it's actually moral. So like their moral framework, they cannot, like they can't, a lot of people can't rationalize. I think women especially have a really hard time rationalizing something that like doesn't seem like you're helping people every step of the way. You go, it actually, like with a son or something, and you go, I'm telling you, it's actually going to help him more to just cut him off.
Yeah.
Like imagine that
For
sort
sure,
of
it's tough love.
Yeah, but like anything like that, where that's even more aggressive, where you go, you're cutting him off. This is like, just don't get involved. It's not going to help. But like they can't understand the concept that sometimes meddling makes things worse, whether that be market. And I'm not even saying they're one's super right. I mean, I have my things that I agree with, certain people in one, but I think that these people have the inability to understand the other side.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that. If you're talking about CNN, for sure, all those talking heads, you can't like give a different perspective. They think they're Nazis.
Right. Whereas it's
like, you can't even be like, you don't even get it. I mean, that was the whole thing with Trump
exactly.
Everybody was like, hey, you forgot half the country, and he just didn't. And they go, well, fuck them. They're a bunch of deplorables or whatever.
Yeah. You go, you don't even get it.
By the way, people in Naples
was fucking hilarious, dude.
They
Danny had a fuck Fauci chant started.
The best was like, dude, the joke, COVID jokes or whatever, and then like the amount of people who straight up they're like, yeah, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And I go, okay, would you take the vaccine? They go, fuck no, hell no.
Yeah,
they're like, fuck that gay shit. Like literally, like that's how they feel about it. Even though they were like, yeah, I was on the brink of death.
Yeah,
and they're like, so how do you feel about the vaccine? You go, no, thank you.
It's so funny, the different sides of the country. I've been saying that half the country likes gays, half the country likes troops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so like we didn't actually do this, but we are loving
the
the
best
idea
is
of Danny
Naples.
starting a fuck Fauci chant at the beginning of his set. It's like
for
pandering so hard.
For one moment, I almost did just because I said it on stage. I told a friend, and then I was like, "We're not recording this. Why would I do this right now? Like if it was on video, it would be funny. But I'm like, I'm not even recording it. So then I was like, why would I do this right now?
Yeah, it would be funny just like have the video of like Danny Polchak caught pandering to the,
Yeah.
You just look at the camera like,
like I don't even know what it would be. Just like it'd be like Danny destroys the concept of comedy.
I was doing that joke. I was doing the joke that you're not supposed to call them retards anymore. You're just supposed to call them women. And I was like in the idea of going fucking mid-Naples. You go, hey, and you're not supposed to call them retards anymore. You're just supposed to call them Democrats. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Dude, that would have fucking killed.
That's what Tim Allen's thing. We kind of made fun of that.
I actually listened to him on Marin yesterday.
Yeah, I liked Tim Allen.
Yeah, I liked him too.
But it's funny. He did that thing where he literally goes, he goes, in Last Man Standing, it's like, could be worse. He could be a Democrat. And you hear the, ooh, it's like the Kelly Bundy thing. Ooh.
The best is I have that one, the joke where I say like, how Trump lost the election, and literally all these people go, no, he didn't. Like 20 people go, no, boo.
JJ was saying some shit like that. He goes, I think people should wear masks more. And I got booed him, but he was saying because people's breath smell was his premise or whatever.
Which is, hot take, JJ.
Yeah, it's funny. We're hanging out with JJ. He's there. They're all like, fucking, you can't say anything anymore. And then JJ's up there like, I fucking sucked 12
Yeah, these are literally
this
people
morning.
who like don't believe in gay marriage for the most part. And then JJ's like, I sucked 40 cocks this morning for breakfast. And they're like,
He
got him though. He got him.
But that was only the people that were just like at the club normally, which was 70% of the people like were fans, and they drove in from every single person I talked to all weekend was like, I drove in from an hour away. I drove in from Miami.
Dude, North Carolina.
No one, one
crazy.
one dude drove in 12 hours and he goes, yeah, because I couldn't take a plane because I'm wearing my mask. But 90% of the people that like came to see me were just whatever.
Yeah, I know.
But this was like the 70-year-old that like was like, who's at the local comedy club?
Totally. I wish JJ, because JJ didn't do the Sunday show, which I feel is like people go, what do you want to do after church?
Sunday
today?
show was the number one, like the ideologue show.
Yeah, you go, what do you want to do after church today? And like, maybe let's go check out some stand-up comedy. And JJ's like, suck the fucking dick so hard it bled. And they're like, okay, let's go back to church after this.
If you say that for JJ, he'd be like, yo, can I use that?
Yeah.
Yo, jokes aside, do you do that?
Is that available?
Can I use that? We should do a moment of silence right now for women who are now eligible to get drafted to the military. Congrats. Ladies, I just want to say, take those heels off. Put those boots up. You are now G.I. Jane. Putting the full clown nose on the field. To be honest, I'll tell you what, the Kim Kardashian style girls that fucking don't care about none of this shit, you have to hand it to them for sticking it out for so long. Because when you're out there being like, we need equality for everything, I don't even know how they possibly like stuck it out for so long where they're like, we can't be drafted. I mean, no one's getting drafted really anyway, but
Yeah. I mean, like, vapid used to be like a negative thing, and now it's like, way to go, just cutting all this bullshit out.
I've been saying that. If you go on a date, like, dude, it is the time for a girl that's like, yeah, I don't watch the news and I like purses, and you're like, I'm in love with you. Yeah. You go, I think I love you, but what am I so afraid of? I'm afraid that you might
be a libtard.
I'm afraid that you might have some opinions on the economy.
I actually was listening to Jimmy Dore on Rogan yesterday, and he fucking, like, even though he's like obviously liberal, he's like calling everybody shit libs and stuff.
Shit libs is a fun
Shit libs
term.
is so
shit. Well,
he's calling everybody.
It's like the neoliberal.
Shit. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if you
everybody
still
shit, but he's calling like everybody shit libs. It's so funny.
If you legitimately are been in the world for the last 4 years, and you came out of that still being like, good, there's a good party and a bad party. Mm-hmm. You gotta fucking give your head a spin, brother. Well, the girls got the thing. To be honest, though, how funny it would be if me and you got here, we moved here, and then we got drafted. We'd have to go draft dodge back to Canada.
Yeah. Go, can you let us back in? Go, no, you made the decision to leave. You stand by it.
I really don't know how the girls stayed.
Dude, I had Jewish friends who grew up in Canada, and when one specifically, but I've heard other stories.
They go to Israel Army?
They choose when they're 18. They go, I'm going to Israel to join the army.
Stupid?
They want to. It's like they literally want to.
People you went to school with?
My friend Adam.
They have that much allegiance to
my friend
Israel?
Adam, he was born in Israel, but moved when he was like 2 to Canada. So it's like, I guess he had, he's technically, but every Jew is technically Israeli, right? Like every Jew.
Your word's not mine.
No, literally every Jew can get, I can get an Israeli passport.
You're saying, what did you say about loyalties?
We have dual loyalties. I mean, literally every Jew. The thing is, the dual loyalties is like, yes, they made a rule where every Jew is an Israeli.
Yeah,
so I gotta get a letter from my rabbi, and then I go to Israel and I go, I'd like a passport, and they issue me a passport.
Do you have a rabbi right now?
No, I think he's dead actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't like.
Did he suck the skin off your dick when he did the circumcision?
I hope so. Fucking paid enough for it.
You have to pay. Yeah, do you have to pay extra for them to use their mouth?
Yeah. He has like a fucking like pamphlet like at a funeral home because like, with all the check marks of like what
it's
you
like
get, but different columns.
If you want him to use his hand, it's like $500 for the hand, $1,000 for the mouth, and it's like 2 G's if you want feet involved. If you want a foot job while you're doing it. And then you're like, you know what? We're just going to pay for the hand. He goes, you know what? You look like good people. I'm going to throw it in.
Yeah, you know what? You look like salt. Real salt of the earth, people. I'm just going to toss this in for you.
I'm going to toss the mouse there. I'm going to toss the mouse the circumcision in free of charge.
You look like real salt of the earth, people.
Don't mention it.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nothing.
It ain't fucking nothing. We're like, honestly, we're good with the mouth without the mouth. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll toss an extra double circumcision on. You know what? One thing I was going to ask of people is, if you don't subscribe to the Patreon, any of that stuff, the one thing that would be sick if you could do to help us is just give a 5-star review on the iTunes. So pretty simple to do that, and you can support the sponsors.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon. Lots of cool
and
things.
Subscribe to.
Subscribe to the new Boys Guys Clips channel, but even easier than that, you just grab your phone, pop on over to that iTunes thing, pull up that link, put the phone up. There you go, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Love the circumcision bit.
Yeah. Specifically say you
Here for the boys.
Say you're duly loyal to the Boys Cast.
I'm duly loyal to America and the Boys Cast. I have dual loyalties to the. That'd be so funny if there was a conspiracy where there's like a congressman and everyone's like, he has dual loyalties to fucking the boys. Dude, there's so many male congressmen out there where you're like, this guy has dual loyalties to America and women.
I'm sure there's one member of Congress who listens to this podcast.
Oh, for sure. Dude, we had like that. There was like this huge fucking guy who's like running for office with this huge platform that was in at our show this weekend. Yeah, dude.
Brazilian guy. What's up?
So, speaking of, what'd you call him? True crap or turdo? Turdo. We once in a while we got to touch on this wacky stuff that's going on in Canada. So funny though, but there's It's only funny because of the Trudeau thing. So in the NHL, and I guess it's NHL, so it's not just,
Yeah,
there's this guy, Logan Mayu, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll just read. So what happened was he was basically 17 and he was going to be like a top draft pick. And this guy sent a group chat of him, like a girl giving him head, basically is what happened.
Yeah.
So then.
In Sweden.
Because
he played in Sweden.
Someone on his team, I guess, went public with it, being like, can you believe this guy sent this to me? So first off, it's like, you can't send that shit right now. Dude, a fucking group chat with like your whole team on it?
Yeah.
You gotta be.
I mean, again, because you're 17, you're like, isn't that what Snapchat is for?
Yeah, that was sloppy of this guy, but so basically,
just dumb all around.
He basically got hit on it, right? Hard. Well, I mean, you don't expect your teammate to fucking rat you out like that.
Yeah, but I feel a lot of times that stuff is like it's not even the teammate. It's like his mom found out or something.
How would his mom?
Why would a
find
teammate
out?
just rat you?
That's what happened.
Oh, really? Like that's for sure what happened?
Someone like outed him from the team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, which is crazy. But then, so every basic team, condemned it, and they acted like they caught him shooting a guy, and this stuff, everyone has to act also outraged, like, like every person, male and female, has to act like they go, he did, are you, what?
Yeah.
They go, oh, you have to act like you basically heard this guy, molested his dog, you know what I mean? But the truth is, and this ain't a guy-girl thing, every girl I know, not every girl I know, but a large faction of girls is fucking showing each other dick pics and all that sort of shit. Girls are out there showing stuff. I'll tell you, I was with Chloe, fucking LaBranche, me and you, and Karen Fian, and fucking, I don't know who else was there. We're at a dinner, and Chloe's starts dating this guy.
She was literally showing.
She's showing his dick pics. We go, none of us want to see this.
Not only that, but she was showing to all these people around us.
She picks up the dick pics. She goes, check this out. We're at a restaurant. The table beside us. She's a fucking psychopath, and she was on the sauce.
She was on the sauce. Yeah,
she goes, look at this, guys. We're like, get the fuck out of here with it. A fucking a family beside us is like, stop waving a dick in our face.
And this is a nice restaurant too.
Right. So to act like this is just something that is a misogyny problem is not true. Mm-hmm. I know girls that are fucking showing all sorts of pics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every person, when they hear this, you have to go, I can't even believe that I'm living in this world.
What?
The fuck. And you go, you plug your girlfriend's ears. You're like, I'm sorry you had to hear that people like this even exist in this world. So every person did that. And then the guy know that he got hit so hard. He knew he fucked up, and he basically said, you know what? I'm going to take a year off even going to the draft because I'm not ready and I need to reflect.
Yeah, he said, please do not draft me.
He read this big statement that was obviously prepared by
But he goes, look.
No, I understand, but he didn't fucking write that.
Whatever.
Well, yes, but
he said, don't draft me. Like, why is that such a hard thing? Be like, just let's wait till next year. I'm 17.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
They said to him, they go, you know what? The best move for you is to say that like you're taking a year off the draft. He says all that stuff. Montreal comes out, they go, nah, we'll take him. So the French people, they
took him like, they didn't take him like the last round either. They took him in like the second round.
Well, he's a good player.
Yeah, they took him in like a second round.
So this guy's like a really good player. Montreal won him. Montreal took him. Then every team had to come out and condemn it. They go, these French fucks.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, je ne pas human beings. You are not tué le worst. So the funny part is, and all of this you're watching and you go, it's every person is just watching the motions go through, and you go and then you have to do the right emotions for each thing. So the first thing it happens, a guy showed fucking video of him getting blown by a chick, and then everyone has to go, oh. And then the team announces and everyone has to go, oh.
Sorry, he went in the first round. Yeah, that's
But the
fucking
problem
gutsy
is-
move by the Canadians.
Basically, the Canadians didn't get with the program they didn't get with the program of being like,
well, they're probably in Montreal. They go, what's this a big deal? They're all they're all
like,
so liberated,
Was the girl under 13?
Yeah, exactly.
And you go, under 13?
They're all like, because they're trying to.
My girlfriend is a 7-year-old. I do not see problem.
Yeah, they're trying to like go back, because their whole thing is,
give
we're
a
not like
shit.
Canada. We're like Europe.
Right. Yeah, they go.
Even though this whole thing happened in Europe.
We do not care about that. The guys get the fucking head of the team's getting blown in the press conference. Should I not be doing this also?
Is this bad? Yes.
Is this bad? If this my daughter? They're wild over there in the Quebec, and they're even more. This is a problem.
You know,
gross Quebecois French accent.
I just googled it. You know, ridiculous. You know, Deadspin. You know how they went like so woke and they're having all these like fights and they're like people are trying to shut them down. Their take on this was this is another reason why they should just abolish the draft. It's like what?
What should they do then?
Yeah, what do you do?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that makes zero sense.
What do you mean? What is that? What is their take? What is their possible argument?
I mean, I'm not going to read this fucking.
Okay, don't read the whole thing. But the funny part to me, and all of this is kind of, it is what it is. And you go, yeah, everyone's doing what they got to do right now. It's like, yeah, you're right. Don't fucking send a video in 2021 to a group chat of you getting blown.
It is crazy though, because
like
they had a conversation where they were like, they took him in the first round. Like that was their Montreal's first pick. They were probably like, look, they're like, if we don't take him, like someone's going to take them. Like it's the game. It's game theory, right?
They didn't realize
they basically are saying like, look, if we don't take him, somebody will.
They wanted him.
They have decided. They go, he's 100%.
You know what? That probably happened is the guy who runs the Canadians is like, I want to see that video. Yeah. And he goes, I'm not going to be able to see that video unless I get him on the team.
He's the Molson. It's the fucking.
But Justin Trudeau went on. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, pretty boy, he went on, like, he did a big press thing where he comes out and Trudeau goes, Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister, they said he's, as a lifetime fan of the Montreal Canadiens, he says, I'm deeply, deeply disappointed at their decision to draft him. And it's like, why is the Prime Minister even talking about this?
Also, didn't he have a bunch of allegations that he literally dismissed as nothing?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
He goes, that was nothing.
What is this even your business? Like, you get caught, this guy gets caught doing blackface 40 times. He's still the Prime Minister. Mm-hmm. Some 17-year-old, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Like, and this is a playtime when like people are growing up. Like everyone in high school right now is fucking, every time that they're dating, they're sending each other essentially child porn, which is not probably good. No. But that's unfortunately the growing pains of, whatever this like new society is where everyone sends them pictures or whatever. And you're 17. It's not that. And then your prime minister who has allegations, who got fucking 3 blackface charges is coming out being like despicable.
Yeah. He
goes, when I'm picking a Montreal Canadian that I want to have sex with my wife, I want it to be a guy that didn't do some stupid thing when he was 17 years old.
Also, hockey players are just in general scumbags.
Oh, yeah.
So like
a puck players.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So it's like when you see this stuff, you're like, oh, yeah, that's the one guy that got caught.
Yeah, exactly.
There's probably 80% of them have done this.
I mean, literally, okay, if you said, all jokes aside, we're going to go full police state, where everything you've ever done is like fair game for you to go. And you go, anyone who showed a video of like a dick pic they got, anyone who showed a video of a fucking any sexual thing that they've had, I tell you, 60% of the country under fucking 30s in jail right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, 80% of the fucking professional athletes.
Yeah. So it's like, what world are we fucking living in here, bro?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't see why, like, had they just, I mean, you know what, I don't know enough about, like, I know about hockey quite a bit. I'm kind of shocked that they took him in the first round. You have to think him saying, don't draft me, like, you could have got him in the 7th round. A first round pick is like, you in the NHL, you take a first round pick, you could trade that first round pick for, like, a pretty big star player.
Yeah.
Like, that's worth, like, a star player.
They wanted him.
And they got him.
They knew that guy was going to be bringing all like the next blowjob picks, dude.
Imagine he ends up being the next Gretzky.
So the guy's like, I'm so sorry about what I did. And the guy's like, yeah, yes. Can I see? My French accent is full Muslim now.
Yeah, full.
Gonna take a quick second here to talk to the new sponsor, and this one I'm pretty excited about because pretty badass boy sponsor, Butcher Box. You know the Butcher Box?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The Butcher Box guys were feeling the cast. Summer is all about savoring every moment. You having a barbecue with the boys? You having everyone else's wife over? You 3 boys? Every smoking hot chick in town coming over to give the boys head so you can show everyone. What do you want to have? You don't want them to think you're some cuck bitch.
No.
What, you going to give them green beans?
Yeah, you're literally going to be like, I have some shrimp cocktail for you.
I have a soy box.
I have tofu, marinated tofu for the boys. Who wants some tofu? I have firm and I have soft tofu.
You
It comes steamed or grilled.
I've got steamed tofu for the boys. I actually keep it in my pocket.
And for dessert, we're going to have tofu.
I actually keep it in my pocket. And if you look also on my pocket, you'll see a man's hand who holds my pocket. Jail style.
Jail style.
Butcher Box will help you spend less time searching for high quality meat. You sign up, you pick your pack. Each box ships with 9 to 11 pounds of meat, packed fresh, shipped frozen, vacuum sealed, making it simple to store in freezer and grab later for a delicious meal with friends. Pretty bad. So a few of my buddies are all big into the Butcher Box coming for the barbecue. It is way better than having to go to the store, pick it out.
For sure.
You do it online, and they freeze it at like the perfect, exact time, and then they send it to you in a way that like keeps it fresh.
Yeah, of course.
They have this whole like system down. So
Vacuum seal it, all that stuff.
vacuum seal, you pick your cuts of meat, premium quality, great price. So, and this is the special offer that they gave us. And a lot of people have been complaining, saying we need better offers. So this is what they said for the Boys Cast. Luckily, today's sponsor, Butcher Box, wants to celebrate summer. So they're offering to new members 2 free lobster tails and 2 free ribeyes in your first box.
What?
It's not bad, right?
It's amazing.
So if you get your first box, you get all that free shit, so you can share a high quality surf and turf with me. Where JJ was doing his gross surf and turf. Our buddy JJ all the weekend. He goes, I had sex with guys, I've had sex with girls, I had a trans person. He goes, wow, which that? Why would you have steak or lobster when you could have surf and turf?
He goes, what is it? He's like, you've never experienced something until you've had a
Double D's
in your hand and a cock down your throat. And then like literally like the conservative church going audience in Naples, they go, oh.
One thing that me and fucking Danny forgot with JJ is the amount that
He's disgusting.
No, the amount that like going after him, like we both had 5 minutes, because this guy goes on stage, he says the most insane things, and then all you have to do is be like, how about that? And
Oh, totally. Yeah, literally every time I followed him,
Oh yeah, Danny
the first time I like did it, I go literally every time I followed him, I go, yeah, he was normal before the vaccine erupts.
I always say he's the scared straight program where you bring your kids to see his act. Anyways, he'll turn your ass into a butcher shop,
Yeah,
so you don't need this meat box. But for everyone else, sign up, choose a box. And delivery frequency. They offer 4 curated box options. Butcher Box ships to your door, frozen to the peak freshness. Like I said, you enjoy high quality meats delivered to your door and more time for amazing meals together. Butcher Box offering to the listeners 2 5-ounce lobster tails, 2 10-ounce ribeyes for free in your first box, and you can only get this deal when you sign up for butcherbox.com/theboyscast.
That's amazing. You know how much fucking 2 10-ounce ribeyes and 2 lobster tails cost?
Yeah, not bad, right?
That's great. That must be
Butcherbox.com/theboyscast.
Hell yeah. I might sign up for that myself.
Not a bad one, right?
I might sign up for that myself.
Okay, so I'm going to get my... Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about the second half of the podcast here. So, Robin Diangelo,
Love Robin Diangelo.
are you familiar with this woman, Daniel?
She's the one who keeps calling me fragile for being white.
Yeah, she's... Robin Diangelo, female gigolo. She's been out there on the podcast circuit talking about comedy. And it is wild what she says. Like that guy that we were talking about last week. She's doing interviews with this guy. So the thing is about Robin Diangelo, she thinks that she could take her system where it's like, and apply it to anything. Just like the blogs do, where she goes, all you need to know is that white people are racist. You look at a black person, you go, ugh. Like that's how you walk through life. And every single thing anyone does can be looked through this tiny little lens of her. Like, I'm racist because I'm like an upper class fucking liberal that never been in a fucking garage with the boys.
Yeah, who literally just makes all this money telling other white people I'm racist.
These fucking people. But I said, do whatever you want. You want to go on your Chairs Are Racist campaign. You want to go and say, now you got to get involved in comedy. Maybe the least funny person in the history of the world has a lot to say about what's going on with comedy.
A lot of opinions on comedy.
These people are out of their minds.
Let's hear what Robin has to say.
Well, this is the guy first.
Told a racist joke, sat in the audience at a comedy club and heard racist jokes. As a Jew, the jokes were fine if they were about other people, but the minute someone made a joke about a Jew, it was offensive.
Because you're a fucking loser.
Also, essentially what that person's saying is, let's segregate comedy clubs.
100%.
We only have Jews can perform for other Jews, whites can perform for whites, and men perform for men, women, and just like super intersectionally segregated. No one will get offended. Problems.
Well, this guy's having a big, he has to ask the leader, Robin Diangelo. He goes, what do we do when they're in this scenario? Because I was at a club and you go, for starters, before Robin even says her stupid parts, most groups don't feel like that. Mm-hmm. When I do my Jewish jokes, the Orthodox people like it the most.
Yeah, for
Guess
sure.
what? I do a full 3-4 minute thing on Indians and Tamils. Guess who's laughing the hardest? The Indians and Tamils.
Yeah. All the white people who go, what the fuck's a Tamil?
Yeah, because they like it. Mm-hmm. People like when you make fun of their thing. They go, oh, that's my dad. That's all my aunt.
Yeah. When it's done well, obviously, yeah.
Or that's me. You go I do the thing. I was doing black people I was doing this joke where it's not even a big thing, but I'm girls oh, I'm almost there. And it's girls almost about to come. And I go, they're lying. The way that your black friend says he's almost to your house. He hasn't left. It's just a little thing. Black people laugh more because they actually know culturally. White people like Robin Diangelo will go, what? What's that?
Whoa.
Black people show up later and you go.
Because black people, if anything, are early for stuff.
And you go, yeah, because you don't know any.
Yeah.
These friggin'
Would you say she grinds your gears?
I love her.
Would you say she grinds your gears?
Not really. I kind of like it almost.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't know if it grinds my gears or makes me laugh. I think it makes me laugh.
I was I didn't, and suddenly that comedian might not have been found funny anymore. How does one cope with that?
Because you're lying. You're lying.
How do one cope with?
How do I cope with that? Yeah, he's saying he's at the show and he goes, how do I cope with the fact that I'm in a comedy club and I thought the comedian was really funny? Then he made fun of me and now he's the least funny person in the world. How do I cope with being a fragile dork?
Yeah, don't go to comedy.
So comedy
Here we go.
is, I think it's an excuse to get to be racist, right? Irony. And I think TV shows like Family Guy and South Park and maybe a little bit The Simpsons, right, allowed white people to be racist self-consciously, right? I know I'm being racist and therefore it doesn't count and it's okay.
So this is Robin Diangelo's limited understanding of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the most limited understanding. And you go, can you imagine any other thing where, how these kind of people will say, hey, how could you speak on a black person's experience? Mm-hmm. But they have no problem telling men, this is why you're toxic and this. And you go, oh, but you can speak on men. And she goes, so you go, you're not allowed to speak on, so no one can understand anyone else's experience. But you, the least funny person in the world, who has no history of doing comedy, thinks you can speak on comedy?
Yeah, of course.
Can you imagine me being walking into you walk into an astrophysicist office and you go, nah.
Yeah.
Racist.
Yeah, you're wrong.
No.
He goes, I'm
You
studying this forever. And going, yeah.
So to start,
I'm an expert on anti-racism.
there are a million different ways that jokes about race can be funny. Talk about people that like to talk about intersectionality that understand legitimately none of them. Scott Adams tries, he has a theory that there's these 6 or 7 things that every great joke contains at least 3 of them. Mm-hmm. One of them could be cuteness, for example. So meanness can be one of them. Relatability can be one of them. So one of the ways you're doing jokes is they go, oh, fuck, that's so true. One of them is, yes, irony. Which she is describing when she says this self-awareness aspect. Mm-hmm. She's talking about, she's actually she's mixing up 2 things because she's pretending that that's the meanness component and she's really referring to the irony component where you go, you're saying this and it's the joke is that you're saying it because it's ironic.
Yeah.
And that can even be 2 different types because that could be, you're ironic because you're I'm parodying a certain person, or it can be ironic because it's so shocking and it's on fucking another concept. So the legitimate...
I would love to see her in the audience of fucking Dice.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be amazing? He goes, you fucking hoe.
And so when you say, now you say it's an excuse to be mean. Okay. So what if a person's making fun of his dog? Is that an excuse to be mean? What if a black person's making fun of a white
child
person?
or
A
whatever.
child.
Yeah.
So when you say it's an excuse to be racist, by that logic, all comedy is an excuse to be mean. And then anytime a white person's mean to anyone, it's racist or sexist. Is what she really means.
Essentially, yeah.
She goes, anytime you do anything that isn't uplifting the person, it's racist and sexist. So
But
you're
uplifting is not funny.
and it's just like, from a logical standpoint, none of this holds up.
Yeah. I mean, also from just go to a show where everybody's uplifting everybody and see how many times you laugh at the
exactly.
uplifting comedy hour.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not comedy.
Well, comedy has to be a little bit mean, and it doesn't, and a lot of jokes do, but there's also a balance even in that. Like when you take roasts, for example, right? You know when roasts get like too chummy? When everything's too chummy, it's like, it's gross to watch, right?
Yeah.
When people are like pretending they're making fun of each other, but they're actually just like talking about how great they are.
Yeah.
Chummy, when it's really chummy, it's kind of gross to watch, right? Because they're being too delicate and blah, blah, blah. And then the other side of it is when they're not friends and they're just being mean. I don't like really watching that either.
No.
Like you're like, it just kind of
definitely the super mean where you go like,
what you want is people that are friends being mean.
Yes.
So there's an equilibrium of like how much. So for example, if you're making fun of the Indian community or whatever, like, can they sense that you kind of have respect for them and that they expect that you're being fair to everyone and you actually know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
and
the
if
main
you
one,
do,
yeah.
now you can go fucking really hard and they will enjoy it. So there's so much involved in
they don't think you're like
equilibrium.
ignorant about it. They actually think you know it very well.
Exactly.
That's what it
Paul
is.
would be a perfect
Paul,
example of
exactly.
that.
Yeah, our friend
he
who-
talks all about that shit and they love it. And he could be real mean because they know he knows. Schultz is like that. Like so many of those people, when he does like other races, they're so stoked to hear it because they're like, fuck, this white boy like gets our shit.
He gets our shit. Exactly. He's like, he knows what.
Yes. So on top of that, taboo things are also funny. So when you're talking about the idea
Ryan,
that
racism isn't funny.
and there is a part of it that it might not be, but the fact that you're not supposed to say it adds a lot of comedic power.
Absolutely.
So I was listening to a lot of like Trey Parker interviews over the last little while, and I was trying to get like a read on him because, you know, a lot of people say that we are doing something somewhat similar to what they were doing, and I think they did make one of the greatest shows of all time, but it is hard to get a real opinion of what Trey Parker does. And sometimes I just try to do a deep dive on someone and get in their mind and be like, what is this guy? What does he really think about this and this? What are his comedy philosophies? And it's very hard with him because he's so popular that when he does interviews, it's basically a press tour.
Yeah,
it's very
like
careful.
you're not getting the.
No, so you have to read between the lines because you know when he's saying stuff, you go, no, that's not why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very like they almost play dumb, and we all do that a little bit. Like when you're on the wrong thing, you kind of play on stage. You almost play it like dumb. When really podcast,
Yeah, it's like you got a little like gee shucks kind of like, oh, is that what I said?
yeah. So it's hard to get what
You
he
almost
said.
make them say what your point was, and you go, "Oh, really? I was saying that. It's weird.
Exactly.
It's weird that you're saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I was saying that. It's weird that you arrived at that, though.
Yeah. It is totally that. But I thought one of the interesting things that he said was, there's a couple, but one of the two most important takes that I took away from him was when he was talking about everyone that's really funny kind of gets to these same conclusions, I think. And one of the things he said, he goes, when we were doing the Caitlyn Jenner season and things were getting really PC and they were doing the PC principle, right? One of the things he was thinking was, I really do think it's gotten to the point where it's going to be very hard for us to make the jokes that we want to make. So the natural progression is we go to making fun of the fact that we can't make fun of these jokes anymore. So we can't make these jokes anymore. So it really is when Robin Diangelo comes at you and these people, they go, you're not allowed to do that. They think they could stop you, but really all that happens is now you make fun of her because she goes, you can't do that or you're racist. And now that becomes the funny part. the funny part becomes like, oh, I can't say this because I'm racist. If it gains any sort of steam, which it did.
Yeah.
And you watch that. It's like every comedian started talking about the fact that you can't say anything about trans people. Like that becomes the funny part.
Of course. Yeah. So, it's just, and everybody, it's the walking on eggshells and everybody's like, it's watching like the guy on the high wire where you're like.
It's watching the guy on the high wire.
Holy shit.
It's the elephant in the room. Like, you ask someone like Robin Diangelo and her, minions that don't understand anything. Okay, why in Seinfeld was it funny that there was an ugly baby? And they can't say it. And then when Kramer comes in, he goes, that baby's ugly. They go, Kramer!
Yeah, totally.
Or when Kramer goes, no, you're hot. You just need a nose job. It's like, because the funny part was like everyone thinks it. And then Kramer comes in and he's so stupid. He says, what? What's the, why are you kicking me under the table? And it's not like the joke isn't that like, fuck ugly babies.
No.
It's the joke is around the taboo.
That there are ugly babies. Like everybody has seen a baby and you go, fuck, that baby
you don't know
is
what
ugly.
to say.
But you're like, that baby has parents who are likely your friends or something. And dude, we have a friend who had one of the ugliest babies I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah. And you go, it sucks. I don't know.
Then Robin DiAngelo starts talking about punching up, punch down. Like, oh my God.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh yeah, she's got the whole thing figured out.
Yeah.
And it's a lot like what I exposed that couple to at dinner. I'm still reinforcing racist tropes and ideologies and stories.
She's actually pretty sick.
It's
then.
still being reinforced.
Oh fuck! I totally misunderstood. I didn't know she was reinforcing all this stuff. Fuck, she's sick.
Robin DiAngelo admits that
Robin DiAngelo admits she's reinforcing.
Dude, can you imagine anyone that's like, where's the world come? When that old, like speaking of South Park, there was that old thing where they said that everyone's becoming their Jewish mother.
Yeah.
Robin DiAngelo, imagine being like a college kid and being like, yo, this lady's so fucking sick. And it's like, what does she look like? Legit dictionary definition of a librarian.
Yeah, totally. And she goes,
old,
man,
stupid bitch with gray hair and friggin' librarian glasses.
Yeah.
Has a lot to tell you about like what you shouldn't do.
Yeah,
only scolds you.
All that she does is tell you to keep it down and put the books back from where you took them.
Yeah.
You go, thanks, Robin.
Imagine being 16 and being like, she's so friggin' sick.
She's so fucking sick.
She's fucking dumb dork.
Mind who's listening. And so I don't think it's benign to do it in a joking way. And there is a concept in comedy called punching up, not down.
I'm listening.
So, you want to punch up, there's very different power dynamics, and it doesn't hurt in the same way. It doesn't invoke a deep, centuries-long history of oppression.
None of that's relevant on whether it's funny or not.
No.
It's like they're so close to understanding punching up and punching down, but you have no fucking clue. Like, you're right. Robin DiAngelo,
on the base level,
if I am in jail, let's say I'm a white guy in jail, showed up the first day, and 25 Mexican guys surround me and they're about to kill me. And I look at the one guy and I go, nice tattoo, fucking loser. Am I punching up or down?
you're about to get killed.
In my mind, I'm getting killed for punching down. That's
you go, yo, you just punched down, SA.
Yeah, MS-13.
We don't take too kindly to punching down in prison, SA. We're gonna have to teach you a lesson about intersectionality, homie. Oh, okay. Prison's weird.
hey. Yo, you crossed a line, bro.
Yo, you crossed the line. We don't take to.
Yeah, you do you not know about the power dynamics? You are a white person. White people can never punch up. You know that Mexicans can't be racist. That's why they call us Mexicans be racist. Yo, you're punching up. Yo, we don't take kindly to punching down, is it?
The thing is, on the whole punching up, punching down thing, like there is a maybe kernel of truth where it's like
it's true. She just don't understand that.
Yeah, like yes, if you're in a
it's
room,
intersectional.
Yeah, but if you're say in a crowd of fucking like you're in a comedy club and it's all white people and there's one black guy and the guy on stage is white and he's literally just like not doing good jokes, literally being racist. You go, yeah, that's punching down. There's like because it's bad, but that doesn't mean just talking about it makes it. Like talking about black people is all of a sudden punching down, which is what she essentially thinks.
Yeah.
She goes, you can't even like reference it.
Dude, there's obviously scenarios. Everyone's been with their girlfriend where they make fun of her in a way that makes her laugh.
Yes.
So every time I make, and you're a man and so every time you make fun of your chick and she laughs, or vice versa, or I guess vice versa would be fine by her standard, but every time you make fun of your chick, if she's not white, every single time you make fun of her, it's like she's
I wonder what because she's like obviously a rich white woman. So
fuck yeah.
So can I make fun of you?
No, because yes, you. No, no.
Would making fun of her?
No, because she's a woman. Because she doesn't understand. All of those things are a factor. Yes, a homeless guy, saying something to like Obama is obviously punching up.
Barack Obama?
Yeah, Malika. But in her world of intersectionality, she's like, we understand that all of these things make you, whether your gender, your race, your sexuality, all of these things contribute to make who you are. But we only recognize 5 of them.
Yeah.
We don't recognize, but except sometimes we do. When we're talking about sexuality, we actually do recommend who's higher in a position of power. But Joke's position of power doesn't matter anymore, apparently.
No.
So
importantly, we've all been to the comedy clubs that you would think she would like. Like, we've been to the comedy shows where you go, who would love this? Rob and Diangelo. You know who wouldn't love this? Everyone else.
The other thing that these people don't understand how much of the problem they are, because the idea is, we said, and this is the other thing that Trey Parker said, the second thing that I wanted to like reference, just because I've been doing these like little deep dives on things, and a lot of it is, trying to bring these nuggets back here. Yeah. But the other funny thing he said, which we've probably all experienced the same thing, or even people that are like a shit poster on the internet experience the same thing. He goes, one of the whole reasons we did the season with like PC Principal and like the women where it goes women are strong, get over it, is because they all watched Star Wars and they were like, this movie was pretty crappy, and then New York Times and all these places gave it like a 5-star review, and so even to start, you go, a Star Wars, which was like a remake. It was a remake with like all these new it's basically like one of those old sitcom things they're saying, where it's like a very nostalgia, like the member berries thing.
Cash cow thing.
It's a cash cow. But they were saying, when like All in the Family, his reference was, when All in the Family gets back together and everyone comes in, it's just like, oh, remember that guy? Like,
of course,
it's just that, right? And you go, it's a derivative show. This should by no means a real like movie reviewer shouldn't by no means be giving Star Wars this kind of, it's like saying Fast and Furious was like the the Oscar winner of the year. It's just like, it's not that kind of movie even, but because girls were in it, they gave it 5 stars and they go, he goes, women are funny, get over it. And that was the headline.
Yeah.
So the same reason that like a lot of these headlines have sparked my sketches, he said he saw that one thing and they like couldn't get over it. And he kind of went in with
That's funny. He goes, women are funny, get over it. And he goes, couldn't get over that.
He couldn't get over it. He couldn't get over the headline. And he legitimately, they wrote the whole season about that kind of. And I thought that was like such an interesting thing. But it was like, everyone's like over it. And was like, I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah.
But you're telling me it's amazing. And it's these Rob and Diangelo people where they go, this is funny. This isn't funny. And
you're a racist.
Yeah. They're so wrong that you become like a crusader against everything she thinks.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, she's also like makes a point of literally attacking you for not agreeing with her. Like, she's not saying like, oh, we can agree to disagree.
No.
She's literally saying, disagree with me and you're a racist bigot. It's not like a mild thing where she goes, yeah, let's just like, tomato here.
Yeah. It was interesting. Like, I think it's funny to watch the people that like grew with the times and became and really stayed relevant forever, and the ones that aren't. And I guess the funny one to me is like Stern, that kind of hasn't stayed relevant. And I watch a little bit of him. I honestly think a guy like that should have just went to being like an interviewer more than.
Do you think it's potentially just the medium too, though?
I think it's the medium. I think
like the fact that he was like,
I think it's hard to be. I think it's hard to be so great and on top and like deal with your not on topness. Certain people move into being a legacy position where they're like, there's certain people. I think Eminem did this bad too. There's like a lot of them. The people that became like more beloved in their older years, they kind of became this like vessel for who the new hot guy is. Like, who recently has Howard Stern been like, you guys have to check this guy out? It's all very like,
Yeah, I don't.
I don't. Whereas a guy like Rogan's very
just seems like a press
you have
stop.
to check out this guy.
Stern
He's a
seems
press
like-
stop, but the best press stops that stay the most relevant, you have to give your crown up a little bit.
I mean, I feel like it's hard to be super relevant when you're strictly on Sirius XM. It's like, just so what? I don't have Sirius. I just like
No,
he
because we
kind
have lots of YouTube clips. Like, I think he could be to some degree relevant, but there's this element where they won't accept that the things change. They won't accept their new place. So, when, for example, with the Rogan thing, when Rogan came out and he said, white people are going to, not be able to talk or whatever, white men. And he was kind of kidding,
Yeah.
kind of kidding. And it was a little hyperbolic and everyone kind of knew what he meant and whatever. Right. Joe Rogan or Stern, kind of responded to that being like, well, Joe Rogan says that he goes, well, he's got a huge platform. So it's like, Joe Rogan, he kind of says that. He goes, Joe Rogan says he can't speak. I mean, he has one of the biggest platforms in the world. Like, he kind of parrots like the...
Well, you almost missed the joke. Like, you missed the missed the fact that he wasn't being serious.
Yeah, and there's also another part of it.
And then it just exposes you as like some old, out of touch guy.
Yeah, because you go, yeah, you're 70 and you obviously have a huge platform. Joe Rogan has a huge platform, but it reminds me of when... There's nothing grosser than old people telling younger people that their problems don't matter. And it was kind of that thing where you want Trump, this is how you get Trump,
Yeah.
But you'll see people do, it used to be a lot like this with probably, I'm sure that a million fucking black dudes have said, no, when I fucking go to a store, the people or always have their eye on me or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I'm sure there would be a lot of people that'd be like, I don't think they have their eye on you. And it's like, no, they do.
Yeah, it's because why would you pay attention to that?
Yeah, but it's like
One of my favorite kind of jokes
they're just
is-
telling you it's not true. They go, that's not true. And then black guys are like, no, it is true.
Our friend Chris has a funny joke where it's really kind of poignant or whatever point.
Yeah, I like it. Chris
Chris
Robinson.
Robinson, but he
Hilarious.
basically says
doing a
he's
special now too.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
he's doing a special sick. But basically a joke where he says one thing I just don't do and I'll never do is I'll never just go in a store and just open a bag of chips and eat it and pay on the way out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just I can't do that.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
He's like, that would be the ultimate.
Whereas I've been so many white friends who eat half of their groceries by the time
I
they
think
get
he
to
says
the
anything.
checkout.
He goes, you're having a picnic in the store.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's I've seen, you've seen those guys where you're just eating all this stuff and he goes yeah, I can't do that.
Exactly.
I just can't.
So, and people will say that and they go, oh, as if, you know what I mean? It's like, no, this is real. And there's a million of those things.
Yeah.
So it's an old guy. And you ever heard the phrase red herring?
Yeah.
It's that. It's so there's some 20-year-old white guy being like, hey, I went to my university and they put up a poster that said white guys can't speak at this meeting. And then you go, oh, well, Joe Rogan has 1 million followers. And you go, what the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about? It's like someone's telling you something's happening. You go, no, it doesn't, which is what they kind of accuse everyone of doing. They go, someone's telling you their experience and you're dismissing it. I mean, it doesn't make it always right.
No,
but if a lot of people are saying this happened, if one person comes up to you and says, hey, I was on, this thing, and you go, okay. But if 100 people all kind of had the similar experience, it's at least worth looking into.
Absolutely. But again, sometimes it's wrong.
Sometimes it's wrong.
The thing I always go back to is you always hear old ladies will be like, when I see a black person, I cross the street. And it's yeah, you're not right for doing that. It just because you feel that way. And they'll be like, well, I feel that way. And you go, yeah, it's not
What do you
right.
mean? They're doing the Robin Diangelo thing?
Well, essentially, they'll be like, this is, a lot of people think their feelings are, they go, just because I feel that way, it must be true. And what you were saying is, if many people feel that way, it could be true. Where, I mean, obviously, if a ton of people go,
Give me an example.
This is my experience. Just you hear it all the time where it's some old lady will be like, oh, I see a black, walking down the street, I see a black person, I cross the street. They think they're in danger, whatever. They think they're in danger.
Oh, they think they were in danger.
And you're like, you're not, and your feelings are wrong. But if you told them that, they go, no, that's how I feel.
That I felt like I was in danger.
Yeah, but you're like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, for sure. So that's when it goes back to all this stuff that I think that these people that aren't relevant and that aren't in tune with the culture and the conversation, they're looking at real things that are happening and they're describing them improperly or avoiding describing them altogether. And that's what Robin Diangelo is doing. And that's why separates people that are relevant now and people that aren't relevant. They're looking at reality and they're giving you an alternate explanation that doesn't fit what's actually happening.
Yeah, well, she has a mental model that
she's a fucking grift.
Yeah, but she has a mental model that I think she has to use to explain all things, right? If you say, how do you feel about this? She has this mental model that she plugs in that piece of data, and she's
a fucking plug.
Runs it through. Yeah, she runs it through her thing, and she goes, "This is my answer." Like you could almost, like you don't even need her to say how she feels about comedy, right?
No,
like I could tell you how Robin Diangelo feels about comedy.
You don't even need to hear it.
Yeah, you don't need to really hear it. You know what it's going to be.
Dude, 100%. These people, it's like
because like they have a pretty like consistent. I mean, if anything, at least you can say it's a consistent model. For them, it's insane, but
yeah,
it's, you know, you could probably fucking program it.
Well, these people, the lack of principles is just so, I mean, even when you look at the January 6th stuff that we were talking about earlier, it's like, you'll see the tweets online and it'll be people that, like, I think I've been objectively across all the things, whether that be protesters for, you know, in the thing, or whether that be the rioters, or whether that be criminals, like, I don't want people to be going to jail without like a trial and being like screwed on their plea bargains and like but these people who like claim that they think there will be people going, the guy from one of the Capitol riot people, they go, this guy's going to jail. Every comment is like not long enough, and they go, he's being held without trial and he's being held without like a lawyer and all this like stuff that's unconstitutional. Basically stuff they did to 9/11 terrorists, and they're like, good, like, well, cry more, actions have consequences. And it was like, how do you not, like, just because of the skin color, and I guess it's
I mean, the moment they do this to an Antifa person, and they're going to be like, what a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, but you see it the other way around, where you see the Antifa people go and, you know, people that are on the right or whatever, they're just like, good, whatever. But the difference is
the eye for the eye shit. Everybody.
No. But the only difference is, this is why it's worse for the left wing people, is because right wing people, a lot of those people don't claim to not be like anti-cops. A lot of those people are straight up like Blue Lives Matter people.
Yeah.
So when you're like a boys in blue Lives Matter person, it's not really as hypocritical to be like, yeah, both those people should be in jail.
Yeah, that is a weird element.
When you're when you're trying to be like, hey, I'm sticking up for marginalized people. Well, a fucking poor person that's in jail without like a trial or a lawyer, guess what? That person's marginalized.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think a lot. You see the shaman dude or whatever. Apparently now they're saying he's like totally like he's like he has. It's funny because they said he has like all these mental issues and all this stuff. And you go, okay, you think?
Yeah. But, well, he's trying. That's him trying to be like get a softer sentence, right?
Yeah. But they're saying like people even observing him, he's like schizophrenic and all this stuff. And then they're like, yeah, he's got some mental issues and. I don't know.
I mean, I'd go with that too. What are you going to go with?
It's a Cosby thing. It's like everybody. Cosby.
Every person goes into court and they're like,
yeah, you literally Robert Durst. You shit yourself and you go, guess I'm not going to jail today, boys.
Isn't that so funny that's the whole like model? You show up and you.
Well, everybody's tried that though, and then they have like all these experts to say, yeah, you're just pretending. You go, excuse me, that's my identity.
Yeah. Anyways, well, okay. Thank you for everyone who's been listening to the Boys Cast. Shout out to a couple $20 Patrons. Justin Ledford, Christina Ibarra, Mia Kronko, and we got a whole bunch of different people that joined, and it's been cool. A lot of people have followed the Boys Cast Clips channel after lots of requests for that. But it was even cool, like a weekend when we go away. We're going on tour next weekend. Check the dates, like all through like Texas, which is like...
No, we're not going to Texas.
No,
we're going to Liberty, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Kansas City, Missouri for 2 nights.
Oh, Plano is
and then Omaha, Nebraska. We should go to Warren Buffett's house.
Holy shit, can't believe you remembered all that stuff.
And then Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, so that's next weekend.
Should we go see if we can track down Warren Buffett?
Yeah. That's Margaritaville, right?
Yeah, it's the Margaritaville.
Yeah, dude. Check out that. Patreon.com/theboyscast as always. But it's been cool to talk to everyone. And you know what? One thing that's funny that I feel like I get like a ton of these days is people will be like on the videos, like, you know, and right now I have like 420,000 subscribers, like every day right now. It's
sick,
like,
dude. 420?
Yeah, I know. It's so sick. It's actually 421 right now. I missed it. But every day across platforms, literally right now, every day is about 600,000 views. Like it's really cranking, right? But it's so funny because we just moved here like not that long ago, and I'll get all these people messaging being like, hey, how is this guy not bigger? You should be big. Like, how is this not this? And I'm like, it's funny because I'm just like, I guess I thought I thought we were doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know
But
what I
they
mean?
mean like,
I know.
well, yeah, like when I turn on fucking Entertainment
Of course.
Tonight, why aren't you on there?
No, I know. And well, the first thing, it makes you feel like there's so much farther to go, right? Just scratching the surface of how big you can get. And you see all these people that are way bigger. But the other part is that I think people they don't like maybe notice, but the amount of offers I've turned down to be like independent, like real, there's been a lot of big places for both the podcast and for like all the YouTube stuff that I signed with like an agency and like a manager and stuff, and some people that do ads and stuff like that. But for the most part, I've turned down huge deals to remain independent. Like in music, they always talk about that, right? Like there's so many musicians being like, I did it all independent, but you don't really get enough props for guys that do it all themselves in this.
For sure. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've said no to like real fucking money to come build the studio here and to run all my stuff myself. So it is, I'm still the one like sitting there editing the videos at, 12 at night and did it all. So I think that's a big part of it. And then the other part is like, I was looking at, which is the way to do it. And I was looking at these people that if you were like, would you want to even do a TV show and stuff like that? You're like, and what? Do a TV show and what? Like, get fucking combed through like you're running for office?
Totally. I know. Yeah. Like just basically every person has to have like an in-depth background check for your comedy show.
I see some of our friends that are like getting into that world right now. Like they kind of got to a point and they go, you know what, I'm going to do it. I know 2 or 3 of those. And you look at them, I'm not going to say their names, and you look at them and you're like, if I was them, I would feel like I'd be missing something right now. Like I feel like I'm missing something that's going on here energy wise.
For sure. Well, a lot of times too, like, I mean, we know that a lot of people get TV shows and you're like, not one person knows who they are.
No, I know.
Because they're, it's a show like, they get cut a check. They get to go make a thing that they think is cool, but maybe it doesn't end up being the thing that they want because there's all these cooks in the kitchen, and then it comes out, it literally makes zero splash. It gets buried in the algorithm and then it's over.
Yeah, 100%.
And, not one person, they're like, they don't get stopped in the fucking street once. Like nobody knows who they are. They get, we know people with like, TV shows who legitimately, you go look at their Instagram, they have like 1,200 followers.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, so like, what's going on? Like, it's just people, it's like you become like elevator music for TV, basically. It's just like people put it on the background while they're fucking folding their clothes.
100.
And then they're like you're essentially like, Hundo. Fuck it. Hundo P, dude. Hundo P.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of looking at that and the landscape and all that shit. And the other, on top of that, I was kind of pumped that one thing I was thinking about, that idea where with tech people or any sort of thing, it's almost like a lot of factors came together for Bill Gates to be, the right thing, the right amount of computer knowledge at the right time. And I was kind of like, it is interesting. It was like, I started making videos so long ago. I was obsessed with the street stuff. Then I started doing sketches, and both of those do good on YouTube at different times. So it's like I have this sketch thing and I have this YouTube thing, or the sketches in this, and sort of when politics gets, when cultural stuff gets a little exhausting, people just like the funny.
Yeah, they just like the funny, just like.
And then the stand up and on top of that, it's like with the CBC and with the Mats thing and stuff like that. And when I was doing the hard times, I like spent all that time figuring out how to run like an ad business. Like I was running. So it's like, and so much of this business is running ads. And then the music stuff, I'm able to like set up a podcast studio, edit audio, do all this stuff. And it was like, so being like an audio editor, a fucking actual editor, doing stand-up, learning how to be the best at street interviews, learning how to make and produce sketches. And it's like all this stuff kind of came together to create this cool little like.
For sure. I've totally seen people who like saw your shit and they go like, I should do that. I'm like, you can't. Like, what are you talking about? They literally go, I should do that. You go, no, you can't do that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You can't do any of it.
Just deciding you should do it is like, you're like, no, you can't.
You're right. Cause it is so true. So many comics, I'll pick my brain and be like, hey, like, I want to try to get into that stuff. And it's
like, you can't.
Yeah. What? Get into
you
what?
Could in 10 years from now if you start now.
But that always goes back to that action versus inaction. It's like, legitimately 20 years of like bugging people on the streets while no one was watching. Exactly. Now everyone's watching.
Totally.
Bug people on the streets.
But like, yeah, the amount of people who just like flippantly go, I should do that. And you go, it's like watching like a professional golfer. You go like, I should get into professional golfer. You're like 40 and you're like,
yeah, it kind of is like that, right?
Kind of. And you go, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when it is like a 40-year-old comedian being like, I should get into being like a filmmaker. It's like, you missed it.
Yeah, you might have missed it.
Yeah, you're right. The only thing comics could do is a podcast because it's like, or have a really close friend. You, the smartest ones, find like a really great filmmaker and then make him a partner.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes people are good organizers.
But even
they
those
can
guys
kinda
aren't
bring
as
in
good.
the pieces.
Yeah, but those guys got to be as funny as you. That's
Yeah.
why editors are so impossible to find.
Yeah.
The only probably guy I found since I moved here that's a really good editor on that level that I'm like, fuck, this guy's good, is Aiden from 1 Minute Talk Show.
Yeah.
That's the only guy that I've met so far where I would film something with him, he would edit it, and I would be like, yeah, that's close enough to what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I think that's a little funny thing about just like, you never know, is when you're building skills, you never know when they're going to be useful.
No.
I thought of that yesterday, that I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at like running this ad business because that's a big thing. And I was like, oh, right. I spent like 4 years running that ad. I didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, it is interesting to do because for all the people who like hate being in Canada, there's like for entertainment, there are these benefits to it. You just don't see them in the moment necessarily.
No, you kind of get good at all those things. I think that was like helpful.
Yeah, but in the moment, you're not seeing the grander.
No, it only pays off ever if you get the hell out of there and use it.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, patreon.com/theboyscast. I got a fucking super funny article. There's a bunch of good questions and stuff. We answer a lot of people's questions, but cryptocurrency has a bro problem. I was fucking loving that. So we're going to do that on the Patreon.
I feel attacked.
Yeah. A mom being depressed and suicidal because of her son's OnlyFans. Bunch of different stuff. And yeah, we're having fun over there.
We're having fun over here. I love the mom suicidal. It's like, yeah, how many fucking sons, moms?
We'll talk about it. Anyways, okay. Follow us on the Patreon. We really do appreciate it. That's a good way to support us. Peace.
Bye.
Longest outro in history.
Yeah.